Author Everett Triplett has been touring London this past week, and he's been promoting his 2 books that you can purchase on Amazon. Imminent, EMP, Be a Survivor, and You Can Survive World War III. Also at Barnes & Noble Bookstore.
Well, I've been thinking about it, and we know we're in birth pains because nations are rising against nations, as in the prophecies, and it refers to it as the beginning of birth pains when you see what we're watching. But I also read in, I think it's Kings, it talks about starts a chapter, says, in the spring, at the time when kings go to war, and I started realizing the scriptures say when summer's near, it's at the door, a day of disaster is coming. I know it's talking about the day of the Lord in Joel chapter 2, verse 2. It says, the day of the Lord is a large and mighty army comes, like the world's never seen before, never be another one like it again in ages to come. And I realized this day of the Lord, sudden destruction prophesied, it's military. It's an attack. And it's in the spring when men go to war. And this is the month of March. March is and I started realizing that word march. I go, marching is a verb. That's what armies do. That's the logic of it is wars can be, the hostility can be escalating, but it's a wintertime. It's freezing cold outside. Everybody's staying in and they're warming themselves by the fire, but they can be conspiring and plotting how they're going to attack, but they're going to wait till the weather warms up. The snow starts to melt and the sun starts to come out. That's when they can march and go to war in the month of March. And it's just, it's where we are. We're watching, things are escalating because birth pains are not going to stop. But I want you to know birth pains is an amazing process with the purpose of bringing new life. I wouldn't be here. You wouldn't, none of us to be here without our mothers having gone through a day or so of birth pains. And here we have a life that lasts for mine. I'm 73, still going good. So life comes forth from birth pains. A new life is coming. This age is going to end, but a new age is being born of 1,000 years of peace on earth. Isaiah 2 says, never again will men train for war. Nations will not rise up against nations anymore. Never again, that's a long time. And so we're going to go through the earth is going to go through a cleansing, like in the time of the flood of Noah, the wickedness. God told Noah he's going to have to build an ark. He gave him a plan with drawings, diagrams, dimensions, and the directions. 100 years before the flood, you need to get ready. The flood's coming. Well, today the fire's coming. And God's also given us a plan, telling us to get ready for it because cities are going to burn. It's in 2 Peter 2, where it says the Lord condemned Sodom and Gomorrah by burning them to ashes and made them a example of what's going to happen to the ungodly. And so ungodly people, it's what happens to. It's in Isaiah 3:10 says, tell the righteous it'll be well with them. They'll enjoy the fruit of their deeds. But woe to the wicked, disaster's coming on them. And Isaiah 33 mentions, verse 7, brave men will cry out loud in the street that highways are deserted. There's no travelers on the road. And I started realizing brave men, they don't cry easy. They're determined to solve problems. They solve problems all their life. And they emerge overcomers, but they're crying. Really? What are you crying about? There's nothing they can do. Their homes are empty. There's no food. Their children are hungry. Their wife is crying. And if you don't go stock up now, and this even happened in World War II, it basically happens every time there's war, there's famines. And because it interrupts the economy and supplies of every kind are hard to get. And in World War II, they grew victory gardens because people didn't have any food. They had to grow their own food. And this time, it's going to be even worse because of the technology. The computers shut down, the internet shuts down, the banking shuts down. The land is in the dark. The song Stand By Me is talking about it where it says, and when the night has come and all the land is dark and the moon is the only light that you see. Will you be afraid? Will you stand by me? That's a good question. I believe you will, David. So where there's a lot of evidence out there that you just want to go get stocked up, and we're going to be fine. It says in Isaiah 32 that how blessed my people will be living in peaceful habitations, secure homes, planting their seed beside the stream, although the city is leveled completely. I go, that's talking about nuclear. So we're going to be fine. The good people are going to be fine. God's coming to fix this world's problem and get rid of the wickedness, which means burn the trash, because that's where we're at. And God's got a good plan. He's merciful, slow to wrath. And so, yes, David, we all need to be prepared and not be caught unawares of what's coming. And when summer's near means we could be looking at something within 100 days from now, give or take, because it says no one knows the day or the hour. But we are being given that the season when summer's near, it's at the door. And there's another when about Thessalonians 5:3. We'll talk about that in the next video.